Melissa, this is
Yeah.
crazy. Okay. So basically what you're saying is you set yourself up to feel financially comfortable to quit your job by getting the duplex and by house hacking and by living for free. And it wasn't until then that you felt comfortable even taking the risk of quitting, of taking up this new venture, and like following something
Yeah.
that you had no idea and you just kind of like went for it. But it was like that stability that helped propel you. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So literally, I sat down and was thinking about all of the areas of my life that I wanted to create self-sustainability. And so housing was one of the biggest ones, and that's where I started first. And again, the reason for purchasing was to start a business. And so that was going to be my housing and income. That didn't necessarily happen exactly how we wanted it to, but it was that first step that allowed me to take the second. Wow. And so as I got ready to start on Upwork, it happened so weird because I had made a profile, I think, a year prior, and I completely forgot about it. And so at this point, I was not actively looking for work on Upwork.
Right.
Like I said, like I had quit my job, and I don't know, a few weeks later, I got a message from Upwork, and I'm like, what is this? And it was at that time my very first client, and he was pretty much asking me if I was interested in doing work with him, and he was willing to pay me $65 an hour right off the jump. And I had just left a job where I was getting paid $17 an hour to do the same work.
Wow. And then I remember, so he decided to pay you on Upwork the 65, right? So like that's how you started your reputation on Upwork. You got a client in real life, at first. So you were able to get a client in person, and then you guys met on you did your business on Upwork. Is that what you're saying?
No. So he actually lives in Arizona. So this is not typical. Okay. But he lives in Arizona, but he found my profile on Upwork. So our entire communication was through Upwork. Okay. But we were doing some in-person work. Okay. Most of the work we started off, it was all like online. Okay. Like paperwork stuff. And then he went on my LinkedIn and was like, oh, so you have all of these other skills as well, and I want to be able to take advantage of these other skills that you have. So he is LinkedIn. So he's a lawyer and a consultant. So he first asked me to help him with like the law side of things, but he was also like, you have all of these other skills, and I'd like to bring you into some of the consulting work that I do. And so I was like in person at certain workshops and stuff like that, but that's not necessarily typical of Upwork.
But then how did you get from I barely used my profile to I'm the top 2% of people on Upwork, and I'm killing it? Like, what was that transgression? Like, what was that progression, and how long did it take, would you say?
Sure. So from there, I started to get like hungry about Upwork, because like I said, at this point, I needed a job, but I needed to make money. And I realized it was completely and totally possible, and that God had my back. So now I was like, okay, I got on Pinterest and I started reading every single pin or article about Upwork, about how to create the best Upwork profile, about how to talk to clients, how to market yourself, how to brand yourself, all of this stuff. I got so serious about it that I kept trying to do my best to get better at it. So the way Upwork works is that like there are jobs on Upwork, or there are clients on Upwork, and they post like jobs that they have that are based on different lines. So some may have 3-month jobs, 6-month jobs. Some people like need you for as long as they need you. So I pretty much started sending out proposals, which are like sending your resumes or your cover letter. And I started doing that, but I honed in on the clients that I wanted. So because my first client had such a great experience with me, he left me five-star reviews. So like immediately my profile was standing out to Upwork, because here I was, a new freelancer getting paid $65 an hour, which was my hourly rate.
Right.
And so within a few months, my profile was rated rising talent. So that's one of the distinctions that Upwork gives to, I don't remember the percentage, but it's not many people who get it. So Upwork gave me this distinction. And so now clients and people who are looking for people like me were able to say, okay, well, this girl, she's standing out to Upwork. Right. You know what I mean? She has these great reviews, and it started from there. And then from there, I just continued to work with really good clients, and I over-delivered. So that's how you really start at the bottom and continue to go up.
And it's like, I love that you said you literally hunted for clients, you sent proposals, you sent cover letters, you didn't just wait, you didn't just take a profile and I'm like, oh, people are gonna pick me. It's like, you went out, you put in the footwork.
I was hunting. Wow. Yeah, I was hunting, and I'm in different freelance groups now, and I see a lot of newbies who are like, you know, how many proposals do I need to send a day? How do I do this and how do I do that? And ultimately, as a freelancer, as somebody like, you are your own business now, you have to be hungry about it. So every day I might send out 5-10 proposals. For me, it was as much as it takes to be able to bring in the income that I want. And for a lot of people who are just starting out, their goal is just to make as much as they can to pay their bills, right? Like a lot of people, that's their goal. Like, if I could just quit my job, you know, if I could just make $1,500 a month or $1,000 a month as a freelancer, it would mean the world to me. So for me, I didn't have a dollar goal. My goal was to like be the best that I could be. I wanted to stand out amongst the people who were offering the same service as me. So the good thing about Upwork is you can see your competition. You can see what your competition is offering. You can see how your competition is branding themselves, the types of clients they're working with. And so that was my motivation. I wasn't necessarily worried about, again, the dollar amount. I wanted to get 5-star reviews. I wanted to over deliver, because that's gold as somebody who's online, your reviews. The same way you look at a product on Amazon and you want to read the reviews, that's the same thing businesses and these clients are doing every day. So most of my clients are businesses, e-commerce businesses, lawyers, attorneys, you know, pretty much people who have businesses and they need someone to provide a particular service. So I wanted to make sure that my profile communicated to them that I'm trustworthy, that I'll get the job done and I'll do it right the first time.
Wow, there's so much value in everything that you just said. And I know for a fact you had to hunt for this information, you know, like you're really spitting out like some really good game that you should and could charge for. Like what you said, like what I'm taking away from this, you were like, I joined the groups, you know, like the Facebook groups, I looked on Pinterest, you know, I did my proposals. I wanted to be the best, you know, I studied my craft, I studied my field, and I went after it unapologetically. And, you know, and it's like, I just feel like this generation, we want things handed to us. We want instant gratification. And you're like, no, you got to hustle, you know, and I love that. And thank you so much for giving, you know, the audience that. It was so valuable. And I have like several questions, but I only have time for 2.
Okay. Okay.
And then if you could also keep your answers to a sentence, and then we'll just go through the comments. We're going to allow people to comment on the video with their more in-depth questions because we don't have a lot of time. I'm going to kind of fish out the number 1 here. Okay. Is there anything you wish you would have known before you started? That is from
Definitely
the listener.
I would say that the first, like, if there was one piece of information I would have known when I got started, it would have been to like go harder. So, and also to focus more so on product based, like being product based as opposed to being service based.
Okay, what's product?
And I could go into, yeah.
I know.
So being product based, I know you said one sentence, so
I know, I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. Okay, we're gonna ask. Okay, so, people are gonna have to comment to ask that. We got another question. Okay. How long did it take you? Because I don't know if we covered it. You made like real money. You said a couple months. What are you talking about? 3 months, 6 months? What's the timeline?
Yeah. So, I really started making most of like bigger money this year. And that's because of the mindset shift that I had about, again, moving from being service-based to product-based. And doing so allows me to do like a greater volume of work. Being service-based, it's just your time. Like I'm trading my time for this, and being product-based means I'm like, if you need 10 articles from me, this is how much it costs, as opposed to I might spend 15 minutes on a particular thing and only get paid for those 15 minutes, as opposed to I'm charging you $100. Yeah, I'm charging you $100 for this article. And it doesn't matter how much time it takes.
That's what you mean. That's smart, because you work so fast, you know what I mean? You're like, dang, like I'm only getting paid 30 minutes. Okay, I'm here. All right. And then the last question we have here is there, I don't know if I like that one. Hold on.
Good.
Oh, I want to make sure it's a good one. Okay. Is there a horror story that you had to overcome that you feel comfortable telling us?
So the thing is, a lot of freelancers have horror stories, but I vet my clients. I want to make sure that I'm working with great clients. I would say the only horror stories have come from like me. So me overworking, me overdoing it, burning myself out. I would say that, I've pretty much always had good clients on Upwork because I get to choose who I work with.
Woo! That is such an important piece right there, you know, because you're valuing your time and your energy. And I just have like so much more that I want to ask, but I'm just going to have the people in the comments ask, see if they like this back and forth, see if they want to see it again. You know, I try to keep these short because I know people are only watching a certain amount. So thank you so much, Melissa, for coming today and taking your time. I cannot wait until you start your own YouTube, you know, because this is literally a whole page that you could create in regards to this information. There's so much like depth to what you're saying. And like, we can go into like, you know, each thing has a different story and a different background. So I hope that this helps someone. I hope this has inspired someone. I hope that they're going to keep up with you. I'm going to put your information in the description so people can follow you guys. I need you to follow her on Instagram. I'm going to need you to comment and you know, ask her questions and keep up with her because she's amazing. She's going places. You know, me and her, we're 6 figures now, but we're going to be 7 figures soon. So I love you, Melissa. And thank you so much.
Love you, girls. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Of course.